It's showtime, folks!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. I am back and I'm here to talk about WWE today, and in particular I'm here to talk about Daniel Bryan. Yes, indeed. Daniel Bryan's contract is scheduled to be up this year on September 1st. I'll get into that and why I think it's so significant. But according to a new report by Dirty Sheets, they've broken recent news stories. Daniel Bryan wants reasonable creative control in his contract, and that is quite interesting. It says that he's looking more toward the long-term booking of his character and not to abuse the creative control. Bryan is also, according to the report now, Bryan is also demanding a huge rivalry with Brock Lesnar. This is all sorts of interesting because, look, yeah, it's just a report and you can't get all bent up out of shape by these reports. You just take it for what it is. It's just a report. So going by this report, I like to play a game of do you believe it or not? And in this case, do I believe it? Do I believe that this could be true? Yes, I do. Now this is interesting because creative control, when I think about that clause, I think about Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan abused creative control like no one else. Now, do I believe that Daniel Bryan is a Hulk Hogan, that he would do that? No, not in the slightest. But I do believe that he would want some kind of say in what goes on with this storyline. I don't think anything's wrong with that per se. Also, moving on to the other news, Bryan is demanding a huge rivalry with Brock Lesnar. That's what I find really interesting. He's demanding it. Now, we were supposed to get this. Bryan versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. But it did not go down because obviously Daniel Bryan had the injury. That match fell to John Cena. He got squashed and the rest is history. As for a match with Brock Lesnar, now there are quite a few competitors that I would like to see against Brock Lesnar. Now Daniel Bryan doesn't fit the top two, but he's within the top three. If you ask me, it's down to Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and Daniel Bryan. I'll even throw AJ Styles in there as well. I like to see him get back in the ring with Brock Lesnar, and get his victory back. So, this report, when it comes to contracts, I love to say this, and that's deserves has got nothing to do with it. Because it's all about the leverage that you have. And Daniel Bryan has a ton of leverage, a ton of it, to where you see these wrestlers going on the indie scenes now and making a ton of money and doing it greatly. So just imagine what Daniel Bryan would be worth on the indie scene. He would make a ton of money, make a huge name for himself. He's already made a huge name for himself, but he would make some company great sums of money. So that's something to look out for if you're WWE. Now, I talked about the date that his contract expires. His contract expires on September 1st. Cody Rhodes is All In is on September 1st. Imagine this for a second. Daniel Bryan lets his contract expire and he shows up out of nowhere at All In. The crowd goes crazy. We get a buzz in wrestling like we haven't gotten in years. That would be huge. Huge beyond belief. That would be lovely if it happened. But sticking to where we are right now, as it has been said in recent reports, WWE is not going with long-term booking with Daniel Bryan until he signs a contract. I guess that's reasonable to believe, and I understand it. But Daniel Bryan has all the leverage here. I hope he gets everything. I'm the type of person to where if I see a deserving person, especially a deserving wrestler with a contract that's up for date, I hope they get it all. And I hope Daniel Bryan gets it all. It'll be interesting to see his booking going forward. And I'll be interested to see how this all plays out. Let me know, what do you think about this report? And what do you think about Daniel Bryan staying in WWE or leaving WWE for the Indies?